It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas and sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas and sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas and sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas and sunrise.
Okay.
Good morning and welcome to Bahamas and Sunrise. Up dead early on another marvelous Monday. And it's marvelous because you're up with us. My name is Mark Daniels.
Good morning, I'm Tamika Cartwright.
And it's June 20th, y'all.
Hey.
It's the last day of June.
That's right. Aren't you excited?
I am excited.
You always get excited at the last day of something.
The transitions, you fade out of June, you fade into July.
Yeah.
I don't know, June is usually known as the month of school is ending. And
Yes.
Summer begins,
It's
July.
all the school celebrations,
See,
right?
all right.
In June. Yeah, school celebrations, it's all about the kids. And then we go into the independence festivities.
There you go.
Yeah.
Independence, and hence we're rocking our colors today.
That's right.
And I think tomorrow is National Flag Day.
That's right. National Flag Day tomorrow. That's right.
National Flag Day happening
Yes.
tomorrow, so make sure you get all of your Bahamian gear, all your colors. I want to see the Bahamian flag on your shoes, on your socks, on your tie, the little bubble in the beret. People still wear beret.
No.
They don't wear beret no more?
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
I think
well.
that was our day. And the bubbles, right?
I want to see Bahamian bubbles in your hair, beads and everything. We got to
Oh,
celebrate what it means to be an independent nation, the great things about this country that we call home, the Bahamas, and just having a good time, man. There's so many things going on around the world to worry about that.
Yeah.
To have a real reason to celebrate, come together, and build a community is a great thing.
That's always important.
Boom.
Always important.
We ready for the week of events, and we hope that you're ready, but we got a great show for you. Before we jump into that, we have a whole slew of business outlooks coming up this year. You know how we go. We hit every island, and we want you to follow us. So here are the dates to remember. Abaco, we coming in September 18th. Exuma, we'll see you in October on the 16th. Cat Island, we'll see you in October on the 30th. Long Island, we'll see you in November on the 20th. And you can follow Bahamas Business Outlook on Facebook or call us here at the studio for more information.
That's right. You're going to be there?
I can be to all of them. Crease right up.
Oh my gosh.
We got a great show for you today. We're going to be having the conversation about vasectomies in our urology care segment. And we're also going to take another look at our segment with Dr. Carlos Thomas on summer safety tips for the kids.
That's right. And St. George's is in the house. They're going to be talking about their Thrill of the Grill and Grand Raffle. Super exciting. And we're also going to take another look at that segment with BTC and all their promotionals and launches they have going on. But before all that, let's take a look at weather with Mr. Godfrey Burnside.
This is Weather at Sunrise.
Thank you, Tom, and good morning. We're having your first look at weather at sunrise. We have a mid to upper level trough across the central Bahamas that's moving towards the north, and so therefore some showers and thunderstorms now across the central and southeastern islands, particularly Andros, the Exuma Keys. There's a weather watch in place at this time until about 7 o'clock this morning. And so therefore today, we're looking at cloudy skies with scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms. Some of those showers becoming heavier at times, so thunderstorms severe at times over the island. Your high temperature 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, partly cloudy with scattered showers, isolated thunderstorm, mainly across the northwest and central Bahamas. Your low going down to 76 degrees Fahrenheit. And some regional highs and lows across the Caribbean, Barbados 89 and 79. In Jamaica, 92 and 81. In Trinidad, 90 and 77. And the Turks and Caicos Islands, 90 and 76. Across North America, Atlanta, 1972. In Boston, 85 and 74. In Miami, 87 and 80. In Dallas, Texas, 96 and 78. And Toronto, Canada, 91 and 66. As you go the week, that mid to upper level trough should move over the area sometime by late Tuesday into Wednesday morning. Weak hybrids on Wednesday through the weekend with some Sahara dust. So although showers and thunderstorms will be suppressed starting Wednesday through Friday, temperature daytime will be around the 90-degree mark, at nighttime in the mid to upper 70s. That was from your first look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Mark.
Thank you, Godfrey. Today we are joined by our good friend, Dr. Gregory Pinto, and we are here to talk all about vasectomies. We're going to debunk the myths and find out the information that you need to know to make an informed decision. Good morning, and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you for always having me. Good morning to my daughter, Gia. So I'm going to talk about two ends of the spectrum. One, there are too many of us out there who are having kids that we didn't plan for. And it might cost $250,000
I've heard
in this
that.
economics to raise a child just to the age of 18. We're not even talking about university.
Oof.
So you can imagine that you have your 3 or 4 kids that you planned for, maybe even 2, and you have that unwanted 1 or 2 children. And then I'll use the word unwanted with quotations. Every child that God gives us is a blessing. But if you planned in life for certain things, let's keep to the plan. So don't have something that you didn't plan for. So give the children that you have the best life possible. There's no point having 7 kids when all you wanted was 3,
Right.
and you would have been perfectly happy with 3, and you could have given the 3 that you wanted the best in the world. Economics are just so difficult these days. So vasectomy is a perfect option. That's the take-home message is minimally invasive. It can be happening on your lunch hour. It takes literally 15 minutes. You don't feel a thing. We don't use a blade. We don't use a scalpel. It's a puncture technique where you make a little small puncture on either side of the scrotum. We pull out the tube, which is called the vas deferens. We take off a segment of it. We tie off the ends. We bury the ends, and that's it.
There you go.
And you're not sterile right away. You need at least 15 ejaculations to remove the sperm from beyond where we tied it off. But is the best mode of sterilization, the best mode of birth control that any couple can opt for, because it's so minimally invasive. It's 100% effective.
Right. And it's permanent.
It is permanent, but I'll also use it is reversible.
Okay.
Particularly within the first 10 years, it's quite easily to reverse it. So circumstances might change.
Right.
You may have a change of heart. Circumstances happen when you may get a divorce and you marry a younger woman and you want to change. So all those things are options, but the most important thing is you don't have to worry about that unwanted child, whether it's with your wife, and this is the Bahamas, or your sweetheart. So that gives you complete peace of mind.
You're covered.
And you're covered on all bases. So sweetheart's not coming to ruin your life because you know it's not possible.
So,
It ain't your child.
so when this topic comes up, you know, men, we automatically cringe and we automatically say, "Why? I don't want to do that," because it feels like it speaks to our manhood, the ability for
Absolutely
us to
not.
have
In
children.
fact, it takes real man to take control of your future
Right.
and plan life for your family. So you can take your wife off that harmful birth control that messes with her hormones. It can make her put on 25 pounds, makes her irritable, can put her at risk for depression. A small increased risk of a cardiovascular event, whether it's a pulmonary embolism or a deep vein thrombosis. So there are risks with taking a birth control pill, and it's also not 100% effective. So maybe you're okay at 97%, but you still got that 3% risk. A condom, that may not actually be practical. Baby men don't like to use condom. Particularly, you're not going to ask a man to use a condom in his marriage or in his committed relationship. So they're not going to use a condom. So if you want to have 100% peace of mind, you don't have to worry that you're going to have that child that you didn't plan for, then a vasectomy is completely the best mode of action. It doesn't affect your sexual prowess.
Well, that was my next
your
question,
drive,
right?
You still ejaculate, you still have the fluid. If you look under a microscope, you're not going to see the sperm within the fluid. You're still making sperm. It just goes harmlessly to the end of the tube, and sperm is a protein that the body harmlessly reabsorbs. It doesn't have any ill health effects whatsoever. In fact, most men will actually say they have more confidence sexually because now they don't have to be worried that
They can focus.
Yeah, they can focus and enjoy the moment, and they don't have to worry about consequences whatsoever. And then we look at the other end of the spectrum. There are those who are being struggling, unfortunately, to have a child. A urologist can get you back on track. The rate of male infertility worldwide is increasing exponentially. So we look at sperm parameters. It's falling in every category, decade after decade. And there are many reasons for that. Many of them are environmental, etc. But if you're not having the child that you want if you've been trying for a child within a year, you need to see a urologist to make sure that you don't have any element of male infertility.
Right.
That also will play with the man's psyche because he's feeling like he's failing himself, he's less than because he's not having a child. It's the stress on the wife, the girlfriend, who every month after that 1 year of trying relentlessly is crying every time she sees her period. There's so many things that we can do to increase your sperm numbers, to increase to improve your sperm motility. The wonderful thing about modern urology and modern reproductive techniques is that even if you don't have, for a typical ejaculate, you have 250 to 300 million sperm. Let's say you only have 5 sperm versus 300 million. Because of modern technology, we can use IVF, in vitro fertilization, and allow you to have twins. Let's say you have no moving sperm, the motility is 0. We can do something called ICSI, which is intracytoplasmic spermatic injection, where we can do that plus IVF and allow you to have a child even when the sperm doesn't even move. We can inject the sperm directly into the egg, implant the egg, and usually when you do IVF, you implant 2 fertilized eggs at a time. You get about 45 to 50% chance of having twins in one shot.
2 for 1 special.
2 for 1. So never worry about having a child that you didn't plan for, and never stress and be depressed and allow it to affect your relationship or the happiness of your wife or girlfriend because you're struggling to have a child. That's what urologist is there to get to allow you to have the child that you want, even if it means that you've been trying for 5 years and you haven't had a child, 10 years to have a child. We can get you to have that child. And if you're worried and you've already had that mistake where you've had a child that you didn't plan for, and you can see the economic repercussions of that, don't make it worse by having another child and then having another child. And first of all, as I said, I'm a realist. Don't be having any child with any sweetheart, because that can ruin your life economically, emotionally, spiritually. You'll be paying for it for the rest of your life in so many levels. So please, I don't advocate sweethearting. That's also, and as a urologist, always use a condom, because you never know who has what. HPV can cause cervical cancer. There's hepatitis, there's syphilis, there's chlamydia. All of those sexually transmitted diseases, many of them may have little to no symptoms, so you may see a partner looking completely healthy. That can even increase your risk of many illnesses, including increasing your risk of getting prostate cancer.
There's a lot of dangers out there.
There are a lot of dangers out there. Have a peace of mind, have the children that you want to have. Even if you're struggling to have that child, we can get you to have that child.
So let's jump into another myth. Will getting a vasectomy decrease my testosterone levels?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It won't affect your prowess. It won't affect your sexual drive. It won't affect your ability to get an erection, and it doesn't affect your testosterone whatsoever, and it is reversible. So all these myths that it's such a painful experience and that you're going to be limping for days and that your erections will never be the same, 100% false. 15 minutes in and out. We give you some little sedation. If you want, we can even put you to sleep. We give you a local anesthesia, a regional block, so you walk out like nothing happened.
Ready to go.
Ready to go.
Ready to try it out. You got to
Just-
wait 10 days, right?
Well, you can go right back within a couple of days, but we need to allow you to have at least 15 ejaculations, still have your birth control until we give you the all clear by getting a sperm analysis that shows you got 0 sperm, and then you're free to go.
So is it just, we've been familiar with, a woman, she has a child and she's there at the hospital and she says, tie my tubes.
That is not even 100% effective, and that's a very invasive procedure in itself. So, men, do your part. You can do it in 15 minutes, in and out with little to no discomfort. As I said, we don't even use a blade, we don't even use a scalpel. So tubal ligation does not have the sterilization percentage of 100% what you get with vasectomy.
There you go. We got to do our part. If someone wants to come and find you to get a consultation about, I wouldn't say taking the snip, taking the poke.
Yes,
right?
that's a great way of saying it. You can. I have a website, and I'm on Facebook, Urology Care, Bahamas.com.
Fantastic.
Yes.
We appreciate you coming on the show. Always
It's
learn
always a
so
pleasure.
much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for being here.
All right.
You're watching Bahamas and Sunrise. Fellas, do your part, man. Get the poke. We'll be right back.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a comfort suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of comfort suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
When hurricanes and emergencies strike, timely information can save lives. That's why Alive Business brings you bulk SMS messaging, your essential tool for staying informed and safe. Imagine having critical updates and safety tips delivered right to your phone, anytime and anywhere. With bulk SMS messaging, you can send real-time alerts and updates and timely notifications. When every second counts, count on Alive Business bulk SMS messaging. For more information, contact the experts.
I can't believe how big Christopher's gotten. He'll soon be ready for college.
Not at the rate I'm going. I'm praying for an athletic scholarship.
It's never a bad time to start saving. I just started Nicole on a college savings plan. I have options based on her age. It contains a mix of stocks, bonds, however you choose.
Mommy, come push me.
I'm coming.
Girl, how do you know all of this? What's Leno?
Hi, I'm Ria Christina, and I'm super excited to be the new host of You and Your Money, local international banks that has actually been closing some of their branches. It actually gives me an opportunity to share my views, my take on the financial matters. Even when we think about what's happening globally, we still have a lot of work to do in terms of having to educate business owners as to the importance, the economic impact, and how it is that we can look at improving the Bahamian economy. $1 billion. That's how much we spend every year importing food in this country. It also gives me an opportunity to have conversations, and that's meaningful conversations with thought leaders within our community, even having to see how it is that we can work together, or even the opportunities that may exist for many Bahamians. So I'm excited to be here and looking forward to the great conversations that's to come.
One thing, two things, blue thing, all things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Welcome back. St. George's Anglican Church will host its Thrill of the Grill and Grand Raffle on Saturday, July 12th. And here to tell us all about it are Canon Andrew Toppin, Rector of St. George's, and Nicolette Archer. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for having us.
All right, so exciting things going on at St. George's. We've got the fair and raffle, and you just became a canon. How exciting is that?
It's very, very exciting, and I feel very humbled.
Yeah.
After 35 years, I finally got an honor from the church.
Wow, that's
yes,
amazing.
35 years of being a priest. So I feel very humbled and honored by this title that been given unto me.
Okay, so tell us, what is the role of a canon?
Well, it's just an honorary title given to a senior cleric after many, many years of hard work and dedication to the diocese. And for me, it has been, it was like 36 years. And so after those time, I become more senior in the church. They give you this title, so to speak. And so it's my time, you may say. And my time came on last week, Tuesday, 24th of June at Christ Church Cathedral. In fact, that was the very same day I was then a priest.
Really?
35 years ago.
Wow, so full circle moment.
That's and so for me now, it is a double honor to be made a priest on the 24th of June and also a canon on the 24th of June.
Wow, very exciting. So that's your number, right?
That's my number, that's right.
I love that. And so, I mean, so the bishop selects you, and I'm sure it's not just the years. It has to be something about you. So what do you think it is about you?
Well, it could be outstanding work.
Okay.
You know, the years you put in, the things you do for the church, making people's lives much better. Okay, but just see something in you and some worth to say, I want to let that priest to become a canon because of his contributions over the past few years.
Okay, and I'm sure that the parishioners were very excited
They were
to hear
very,
the news, right?
They were very excited from the time they heard it. They were very, very enthused. In fact, that Sunday, there was a resounding round of applause.
Of course.
In fact, when I became the rector of St. George's Church, I was told that all rectors become a canon on archdeacon. And every single day, they were asking me, Father, when will you become a canon?
Oh my gosh, pressure was on.
Well, that's true. Okay.
Wow, that's so amazing. So what else does this mean for the people in the valley?
They feel very, very proud that one they own,
Yes,
a true
'cause-
valley,
yes.
has excited, has now become a canon in God's one holy and Catholic church. My roots are in the valley.
Yes.
Grew on Hampton
That's
Street.
it. Okay.
You know, so you can't go wrong. Can't go wrong.
Okay, all right. Well, that's awesome, and congratulations
Thank
to
you very much.
Such an amazing honor. And exciting things happening because we also
Yes,
have
ma'am.
the fair, so the celebrations continue
Yes.
with the fair. Ms. Archer, tell us all about what's going to be going on at this fair.
All right, so our Thrill of the Grill and our Grand Raffle are scheduled for Saturday, July the 12th, beginning at 12 noon. So St. George's is known for having amazing steaks and chicken.
Okay.
All right, within the Anglican diocese, and in fact, within the general public. Our grillers are award-winning.
Really?
Okay? Yes,
what makes
ma'am.
them award-winning?
They've literally won awards.
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
So there are grilling competitions, and our men have consistently proven that they are, what is it, the king of the grill?
The king of the
In fact,
grill.
In
Yes.
fact, every October, there is the Father
There
Anthony
you
Roberts
go.
King of the Grill competition
yes.
in
Okay.
Adelaide, and they've won several times.
Several times, indeed. So we have,
so we ain't
have
playing.
the
We
best.
really
Yeah.
grilling. Okay,
Serious,
I got you.
serious, okay? So we have really good steaks and chicken. We have a curry stall, something that was started by my mom, I guess she's been dead for 10 years now, so at least 15 years ago. Okay. I don't know how that woman knew that Bahamians like curry, but
There you go, and the legacy lives on.
We like our curry.
Yes, we do.
People is fight.
That's right.
All right.
You gotta have the coleslaw on the side, right?
And you know what? You know what's popular too? Roti. They love the roti.
Okay.
So we have a limited amount of roti. So call me for your roti. Then of course we have comforters. Gotta have your comforters. We got 2 comforter stalls to make sure you get straight. And we have a seafood stall. Our girl guides handle burgers and hot dogs. And then our young men have a lemonade stall with goodies.
Okay.
When you see your mint and your rosemary and your other things knocking around, you know
Wow.
you're in for a good drink, a good
Nice.
drink. Desserts, of course, ice cream. We have a white elephant stall. And sometimes in that white elephant stall, I see things that still have the price tag on it.
Okay, so new stuff.
Brand new, brand new. And then, of course, bingo. Amazing prizes at our bingo. Plans, and then your other, regular snacks, popcorn and whatnot.
Okay.
However, our grand raffle is scheduled to be drawn on the date, July the 12th, and we have a grand prize of $5,000. And we have other cash prizes, $3,000, $2,000, $1,000 going right down, and then we throw in a TV here and there, and it's mostly cash with a couple of other little things thrown in. So you need to come on out.
Okay.
All right. I don't know if you know, but the Valley, St. George's in the Valley, is the birthplace of
The Valley Boys.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna have
we are looking forward to having a Junkanoo rush out
Nice.
when the sun goes down.
Okay.
And we'll have a performance by the Soulful Groovers at 2 p.m.
All right, so I mean, this is fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's food, it's
Street-
fun, it's
street
faith.
block off.
I love the street is blocked
Yeah.
off. Go round. Don't come through here. We are blocked
Yeah,
off.
probably
I
park
love that.
over at Donald Davis,
Okay.
T.W. Davis, and walk over. But
I love that.
It's usually a good time.
And what's the price of the raffle tickets?
The raffle tickets are $5.
Okay.
Okay, if you buy a book for 50, you get an extra one thrown in there.
All right. And so for people that want to buy raffle tickets, where can we find raffle tickets?
We have outlets now at the Super Values. We thank the Super Value stores for allowing us. So we were at Top of the Hill, Mackey Street. We were at Winton. Or, you know, just pass by the church. We are centrally located.
Okay.
All right, for your convenience, or call any one of us. Anyone, you say you have some family at St. George's.
Yes.
Just give them a call.
There you go. There you go. And so the stakeout tickets, what's the price of the tickets and where can we get those?
$20 for the stakeout tickets. Likewise, check with those people you know. Pass by the church.
Also the office well too.
Okay, so just come on down to the office.
Yes.
And we'll deliver.
And we deliver.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we make it convenient. Super convenient. Father, anything else that you want to say to the people in the Valley?
The only thing I must say is that the place to be on July the 12th
That's it, Father.
is at St. George's Anglican Church.
That's right.
Thrill of the Grill.
Okay.
Come down and you will have a very grand time. I can guarantee you, you will not be disappointed. The food will be great.
And the
The fellowship will be awesome.
You see
Come
all
by.
your friends.
All your friends. I'm serious. Most times, for the last 3 years, I've met some friends I haven't seen in a long time because they know
Yes.
the place to be
Is Thrill of the Grill.
Thrill of the Grill.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for being here. All the best for you, to all of you for the
Thank
events,
you.
and congratulations again to you, Kenneth.
Thank you very much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it here. Make sure that you are at the Thrill of the Grill on July 12th. We'll be right back.
The Euro device is very affordable. It allows you to increase your internet connectivity. You are able to do away with the buffering, say goodbye to the dead spots. It gives them a much more stable connection. Their customers are able to view their digital menus. The establishment is able to stream. It allows for everyone, the customers and the business operators, to have a much more robust and stable internet connectivity.
Hey family, step into sophistication at Dash Designer Boutique, number 13 Parliament Street. There you find a wide array of colorful, elegant fashion for ladies. Shop brand name clothing and shoes such as McDougal, Badgley Mishka, Sam Elderman, Jeffrey Campbell, and Jessica Simpson. We've got you covered for the office, date night, red carpet events, and more. Also check out our stunning accessories. That's Dash Designer Boutique, number 13 Parliament Street. Open 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
Did you know the National Insurance Act provides for an insured pregnant woman to access her maternity benefit before or after delivering her baby? Expecting mothers are entitled to 13 weeks of maternity leave, which can be applied for by completing the Med-2 claim for maternity benefit form. Section A is completed by a registered physician or certified midwife. The medical practitioner certifies the expected or actual confinement period, signs the form, and affixes their official stamp. Forms completed by medical practitioners outside of the Bahamas must be accompanied by the physician's business card. In sections B and C, the claimant provides personal and employment details, declares their last day at work, signs and dates the form. The Med-2 form is always accompanied by Form Med-4 or Employer Certificate, which is completed by the employer. Both the Med-2 and accompanying Med-4 forms must be submitted within 3 months from the first day of confinement. Forms submitted outside of this period are considered late and will be subject to review by the Late Claims Committee. Before submitting forms, check that all fields are accurately completed. Incomplete forms or forms with incorrect information will delay the processing of your benefit application. For more information, visit the NIB website at nib-bahamas.com.
Good morning and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're up dead early on another marvelous Monday, and it's the Mid Show, and you stuck with us. My name is Mark Daniel.
I'm Tamika Cartwright.
It's the Mid Show, y'all. What are we talking about today?
Yeah, well, we had a great first half.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, I enjoyed my half. Did you enjoy your half?
Well,
we got some deep talks.
Deep is correct.
Yes. How did you feel about that?
Well, to be honest, as a man, that whole idea of having a vasectomy or the idea of you not being able to have children is one that I think we all think about. I think it's something, I'm going to say, to be fearful of or afraid of. If you have children already, then you understand the work, the energy, the love that goes into it. If you were trying for a child and you weren't able to have one, then that's kind of like saying you're giving up, and that's how it may feel. But when you talk to Brother Pinto, he's always very good at framing the discussion and putting it into perspective. And yeah, it can, it's not going to decrease yours. I feel like I advertise it. Right?
Yes, advertise. Tell us.
It's not going to decrease your
I need to
testosterone. Within 15 rounds, you will be squeaky clean, and you will have nothing to worry about.
Wow. Okay. Good to know for you, I guess, and all the other men out there.
So, I don't know. Like our grandparents and great-grandparents, 10, 15, 20 children.
20 children. My goodness.
Yeah. You still have people who, they have siblings in the teens, right? Yeah. And it was always seen as something that was just normal and a part of our culture, right? Do you come from a big family?
No, very, very small. Yeah, very, very small. So I mean, I cannot relate.
No.
Yeah, but it must be exciting though to have a full house, right? A full house of friends and family, everybody, just a lot happening. A lot happening.
So your children are your wealth, man.
Exactly.
So you wanna have them. But
exactly.
For those who are looking to make the decision, go ahead and reach out to Dr. Pinto at Urology Care and find out all the information you need to find out.
Exactly. I had a great session too with the team from St. George's. Cannon was here, as well as Miss Archer. They were talking about their thrill of the grill. And this just ain't no regular grill out, right? I mean, they said that they've got master grillers. They win awards. So lots of fun things happening there on July 12th. Be sure to check them out as well. But speaking of kids, you're talking about kids and big families, right? We got to think about these kids that are home for the summer. Summer break. What do you have your kids doing for the summer?
Last week they finished, the older boys, they finished their first week of soccer camp.
Okay.
So they did that. This week they start swim camp.
Nice.
The twins, they're going to summer school.
Okay.
They have their little summer camp they're doing at their school. And I'm just trying to find different ways to expose them to as many different activities as they can.
Yeah, and that's important. It's so important that kids are engaged
Yes.
during the summer months because there's something called a summer slide. Have you ever heard about that?
Summer
the
slide.
Summer slide. It's not a water slide.
You mean the slip and slide?
No slip and slide.
You put the joy on the top.
No joy on the tarp. No, it's not that kind of slide. It's a summer slide. It's actually where there is a lack of learning that happens during the summer.
Yes.
And so kids actually regress, particularly in math and language, right? So, I mean, we have to make sure that kids are fully engaged, socially, mentally, not so much strict routines, but it's important that they are doing something. Very, very important, because during that time, they regress, they come back to school in August, September, and suddenly they've forgotten some things, and teachers have to go back and reteach. So some of the good things to do is keeping them in camps, like what you're saying, keeping their minds going, active socially, mentally, that's very, very important academically too. So putting some little routines in place, maybe some flashcards in the car as you're driving. Reading is very important as well. Reading to the kids or having them read to you. So yeah, super important things to do.
And putting them to work.
Yes. My kids are working.
Make them cut the grass.
They are working, that's right. Chores are also very, very important.
Paint the house.
Yes, paint the house.
Yeah.
Spring cleaning, right? Spring cleaning too, my goodness.
Because by the end of summer, everybody's hand is going to be stuck like this from all of the devices.
iPads and the devices, yeah.
Really, make sure they get outside when they wake up in the morning. And we have to do this as adults as well. The first thing you do in the morning, you grab your phone and you are staring at it. And that does something to your brain. It triggers off a release of adrenaline.
Yeah.
Your heart starts racing. You see that message that you didn't want to see, and so just do away with the screens. Actually have a screen-free day. On the weekend, it's Sunday. You have your Sunday dinner meal that's all cooked and ready to go. Put the devices away. Man.
Yeah, we have this thing at home. It's like no devices at the table, right? Sometimes you go out to dinners these days and you see everybody at the table, full round table, and everyone's on their device, on their phones. No one's talking. Or we're texting each other. You're sitting there, I'm sitting there. We're texting each other.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy. I remember the days you had to carry around a bag of quarters to go use the pay phone.
You remember that? Oh my goodness. Don't let your ride leave
phone
you.
card.
You better have 25 cents. Oh my gosh, I tell you.
We appreciate this summertime, and one thing I've been enjoying is our native fruits that are coming into season.
Yes.
So, shout out to all of the vendors that are out there. You know Summer's Reach when you pull up to the stoplight and you can get your ganap, you got your scarlet plum, you got your mango, you got your dilly ready to go. There's wealth in our country, and it's in the food and it's in the things that we can grow. And so salute to all of you out there who have fruit trees in your yard. Who say, man, I ain't cutting down this ganap tree that's been in my yard for 30, 40 years. It's been making twin ganap, right? Last year the 20.
It's been a while.
Exactly.
It's been a while.
These are things that are tangible and a part of our culture. Man, I can't wait to see somebody selling cup on the stoplight, right?
Oh my
I can give you all that one for free.
I
Take that
made-
one and go.
I made some the other day, actually.
Yeah, right? At the end of summer, man, we used to have a lady in Staple Inn who used to make the best cups, Miss Variance. Man, she used to make this sour sop cup. Woo!
The sour sop cup.
Sour sop cup. Whoever can make cup, man, y'all run some sour sop cup, some lime cup. You can do some watermelon. I know what else we got. Some ganap cup.
There you
Let's
go.
man.
Mango cup.
But they got to be for 25 cents, though.
There you go.
25 cents at the traffic light. Sour sop
This
cup.
size.
This size. I put the challenge out there to you.
Oh my God.
Anna say she won tamarind cup.
Not the
Tamarind cup.
Oh
But
my
yes,
gosh.
eat the fresh fruits that are growing. Those are the things that are going to sustain you and keep you alive. Eat what's in season.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, very important. You growing anything in your yard?
Right now, all I got is weeds.
Oh no.
Lord Shepherd Needle. Shepherd Needle cup.
There you go.
But anyway, we got more coming up in our second half. We enjoyed y'all staying around to talk with us. We're going to be catching up with our segment with Dr. Carlos Thomas, talking about summer safety tips for the kids.
That's right, and we're going to be taking a second look at our BTC, all the wonderful packages that they've got going on for the summer. But before all of that, let's take another look at weather with Mr. Godfrey Burnside. It's raining outside.
It is.
It's raining.
Advent.
This is Weather at Sunrise.
Thank you, Tommy. Good morning, Mohammed. Just a second look at weather sunrise with the tropics. We had tropical storm form over the weekend, Barry, and now it's inland at the eastern side of Mexico, 100 miles to the northwest of Tampico, and that's just a remnant low at this time, triggering off lots of rains in that particular area and flooding. And then we are watching a frontal boundary that should move over the northern area of Florida. That should stall, weaken, an area of low pressure should form over by Friday or the weekend, and that should move towards the northeast. That have a 20% chance over the next 7 days. Elsewhere, tropical storm formation expected during the next 7 days. On the local scene, mid to upper level troughing just over the central Bahamas, triggering off showers and thunderstorms across that area. Some moving in our area at this point in time. And so we have a severe weather watch in effect now for Andros, South Andros, the Exuma Keys, and South Eleuthera. In your marine forecast today, those winds east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet, over the northwest Bahamas, easterly at 15 to 20 knots, seas 4 to 6 feet, over the central and southeastern islands. On Tuesday, over all the islands, east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet, with 15 to 20 knots, seas 4 to 6 feet, over the central and southeastern islands. On Wednesday, those winds east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet, northwest Bahamas, 15 to 20 knots, seas 4 to 7 feet, over the central and southeastern islands. Your tide just had a low tide at 6:32 this morning. Next high tide will be at 35 minutes past midday. Low again this evening at 6:40. Sunset 8:02 this evening. Rising moon at 6:24. UV index 8. Your water temperature 83 degrees Fahrenheit. And your moon phase now moving towards the first quarter. Your extended look through Tuesday, mid-upper level trough, moving towards the north. We'll continue to have cloudy skies, showers, and scattered thunderstorms. But by Wednesday, weak high pressure builds across the islands with some Sahara dust, so we're going to suppress some of those shower activity into Friday. Then by the weekend, some more showers expected. Those temperatures daytime will be in the upper 80s at daytime, at nighttime, mid to upper 70s. That puts Rob your father could weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Tommy.
Welcome back. Joining me now is Nicolette Archer. She's the Executive Director at the Bahamas Feeding Network, and she's here to talk about the program over there. Good morning back, and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you.
All right, so the Bahamas Feeding Network. Tell us about the program. Tell us all about it.
All right. So the Bahamas Feeding Network was started back in 2013, and it was created out of a need that was seen for hunger. Okay. So our tagline is "Hunger hurts, okay, but together we can wipe it out."
Okay.
And our aim is that no one goes to bed hungry.
Right.
So what we do, we are kind of like an umbrella organization, right? There are 100 about 120 what we call partner organization, partner ministries. And what we do is do the big fundraising or the big begging, solicitation, I was
Yes.
told to use that word, so that all of those 100 people aren't asking the same people all the time, right? So then once a month we do a big purchase, and then we pack parcels and we give them out to those ministries, or if they do cooking, for example, Great Commission, we would just give them the food in bulk, right? So our monthly budget can be anywhere from $25,000 to $35,000 every month.
Wow.
Every year.
Wow. And you make that money every month, every year.
Well,
we solicit.
We have a major donor who deals with the administrative portion of it, rent and that sort of thing, so that when we ask for money, the money goes directly towards the food.
Okay.
So it's a constant. I tell people I beg for a living. Yeah.
Yes.
So when I ask for money for food, you can be assured that your money goes for food.
Yeah.
Because the administration part is already taken care of.
Okay.
All right. So when we reach out to you and we say, hey, BAIC, we coming down there to get some of that watermelon and thing. All we want to hear is yes.
That's all you want to hear. Okay.
When I say our golf tournament is coming up, please sponsor, please come and play, I want to hear yes.
Okay.
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 And so that is what we do. We reach out, constantly reaching out, constantly saying, hey, this is what we do. What can you do?
Right.
Recently, we have an international body, the Bahamas Feeding Network International, and we want to reach our Bahamian people who are out there in the rest of the world. If you donate to us, you can, it's a 501c3, so you can get your taxes back on that.
Okay.
So yeah, that's us.
That's amazing, and it sounds like such a major undertaking as well when you talk about over 120 other organizations that you have to be in conjunction with in order to make this happen.
Indeed.
So how can people that want to support, how can we go about and support you?
Okay, so you can give us a call. All right, we will gladly come and pick up your check or pick up donations. You can go online, bahamasfeedingnetwork.org, okay? And if you want to collect non-perishable items, we'll take it.
Okay.
If you want to collect money, we'll take it.
Okay.
Okay. And we will come to you. We will come to you. We have people also who call and say, we have some free time. Is there anything we can do? We have companies who come in as a company and they would pack bags with us. All right. We have another ministry called Mosef House Ministries, and what they have done is they partner with us for us to cook for them. So they do a weekly feeding on Thursdays, and so we do the cooking and we have a system, right? The system is already in place. We have the system, so they just provide the money, and on Thursdays those who need it can come up to our Mosef House on Foxhill Road and get something to eat. Those who want to help can come and help.
Okay.
All right.
I want to talk a little bit about hunger in the Bahamas because you said hunger hurts. You know, for most individuals, you know, that are working and whatnot, they go to the refrigerator. There's something there to eat, right? There's some access to food. But you know, you have to think about these individuals that don't have access to food. So tell us a little bit about the people in our country that are going hungry.
You know, when it struck home to me most during COVID, and that's when we realized that people weren't living paycheck to paycheck.
Right.
People were living day to day.
Yeah.
Day to day, okay? And there are people out there who are going without eating because they need to pay the rent, because they need to pay the electricity bill, all right? And some people even to pay school fees, right? And so they, you know, sacrifice something, and sometimes it's food. On a daily basis, we get emails, we get calls, we get inboxes in our social medias. We are available on the social media. We're on LinkedIn, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook. Check us out. Every avenue that people can reach out to us, they reach out to us. And we hear things like, I'm looking for a job, I have 2 kids, or I'm homesick, or, I need something for my kids to eat. People who are having health challenges and can't go into work, and as best as we can, we help them. People out on the streets, when we do our feedings, what we make sure and do is take some of those plates and we go to under the bridge, for example, in the Kemp Road community, the Fox Hill roundabout, and we take plates of food. Because what we also realized too was when we give those non-perishable parcels, they don't always have anywhere to cook
them. That's
you know what
right.
I mean?
That's right.
And so that's a major part of our industry too.
Wow.
So whatever you can do, I'm appealing. If I could get, when I first started with the Bahamas Feeding Network, we used to give the 120 partners every month. And because of a decrease in donations, we have to alternate, right? I would love to get back to the point, but it's going to cost us about $80,000 to give them all a decent bag every month.
Yeah.
If I could get 100 companies to give me, 80 companies to give me $1,000 a month, we got it made in the shade, as they say. But even individuals, if you can give $35 a month, you're providing a parcel for a family for about a week or more.
Okay. And you said it doesn't only have to be money, right? We can actually bring canned goods and whatnot to you as well, and you'll distribute those.
Yes,
you know,
ma'am.
something you said that's so profound is that, you have these individuals that are working, they have a job, they have a home, but they're hungry, right? Because they have to prioritize, they have to choose. And sometimes we don't realize that. We think that it's just the individuals that we may see on the side of the street that's either homeless or begging. But it's people in these homes, it's people at your work, right? It's people that's sitting right next to you that's in need. So what else can we do? I'm thinking about kids during the summer that may want to give back, volunteer their time. Is there anything in place for them to support?
Absolutely. We often get children who come in, I should say teenagers who come in to do their service time with us, and we're so very grateful to them. We have a young man with us now. Love it. We love it. We were contacted by one of the ministries to find out if they can place 2 people there. So there are many ways to help us, and we receive it all. I would really want to shout out our vendors who in between our purchases would call us up and give food. We've got JBI, we've got Cisco, great partner to us is the Abaco Markets. Love them.
So we got everybody on board.
Yes,
so,
man.
Wow,
and
amazing
we're so
work.
very grateful. But we need us as individuals to put our hands in our pocket and give $20, because we so easily spend it when we have it on our favorite morning drink or evening drink or food, and we can spend it like that, but we find it hard to give $20 to buy a box of food.
It's been a pleasure having you on. Thank you so much for sharing the work that you've been doing and just making us more aware, right? Very important.
Indeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching Bahamas at Sunrise. Be sure to check out the Feeding Network and see how you can help. We'll be right back.
Disaster strike with little to no warning. We hope for the best, but should be prepared for the worst. And you understand that an always online communication system plays a critical role in business as usual when emergencies occur. At Teleport One, we can prepare your business to operate as normal with our many voice, data, and video solutions. Contact us today and let our team ensure that you operate business as usual. 502-4550 or email sales@teleportone.com.
Alive Business is giving you a chance to win a brand new office suite, compliments of custom computers, Boss, Huawei, and Royal Bank of Canada. It's simple. Just pay your Alive bill on time and keep your account current, or sign up for Alive Business Fiber. Boost productivity, enhance your office space, and take your business to the next level. Don't miss out. Stay connected, stay current, and you could be the big winner. For more information, call the experts at 242-601-8911.
Summer is a time for adventure and fun, but it's important to keep safety in mind to ensure your children have a safe and enjoyable season. With me now to provide some key tips is Dr. Carlos Thomas, pediatrician at Pediatric Associates Bahamas. Good morning and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Pleasant good morning. It's always great to be here.
Yes. So we're in that phase of life where some parents are excited and some parents have been dreading this, but it is summertime, school is out, and children are ready for fun in the sun. What are some steps that parents should take to protect their children from the sun?
You're correct. So summer is here. One of our responsibilities as parents is to provide safety for children. So you asked about sun safety. So, we should make sure we don't go to the beach in the middle of the day when it's very hot. If we do, we should try to be in the shade as much as possible. And certainly for children over 6 months, we ought to apply skin protection.
So important.
To minimize the exposure to the sunlight.
Obviously, we want to protect our skin, so that we're wearing our sunscreen. But in terms of protecting our whole body, talk about the importance of staying hydrated.
That's very, very important. Let me go back to sunscreens. If you're in the beach for an extended period of time, you need to replace the sunscreen every half an hour, not once in the morning for the whole day. Hydration is very important. It's a very hot time. You can tell from just being outside. So being hydrated is very, 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 very important.
Is there a cap that we should put in terms of time spent outside? I know you mentioned what part of the day that you want to be at the beach, but is there a time limit that people should observe?
No specific. Pay attention to your child. If your child is running around and very active and energetic, they're probably okay. If they're becoming quiet, then they may be dehydrated. So that's very important to be aware of your child's activity level, what's normal for them.
How do you encourage children who sometimes don't love water to, consume enough to keep them hydrated?
It's not always easy, but the best way to teach is by example. So if your child sees you drinking water a lot and often, they have a greater chance that they'll pay attention to what you're saying.
Now, I know the old axiom was, I think, 8 glasses of water a day, presumably for adults. What is the average that children should be consuming in terms of water?
It's hard to give you a number. It depends on the age and the size of the child. 2-3 glasses a day probably is more than enough. If you're outdoors, you may need more.
What are some of the biggest risks when it comes to children and water, whether that's at the beach or the pool or even in the bathtub?
Let's talk about it. Safety, prevention, very, very important. Let's start off with teaching our children that they should never be around the water, the ocean, the pool without an adult. Say that over and over again, reinforce it. That's the first thing. Then we have a responsibility as adults to teach our children how to swim. You'd be surprised to know how many children and how many adults don't swim and live in the Bahamas. So learning how to swim is a very important part of preventing drowning or near drowning episodes, which we see way too often during the summer months. That's the first thing. The second thing is every child in the water, be it in the swimming pool or the ocean, ought to have some adult eyes on them at all times. Children tend to run around the pool, get very excited. We have to teach our children about pool etiquette, how to behave, not to run around the pool, not pushing people under the water. That's very important. And then from a prevention point of view, once you've taught your child to swim and you have an adult supervising them, flotation devices are also helpful. For your younger children, vests are very important, flotation vests. For the older children, noodles or flotation devices are very helpful.
You mentioned the fact that, children can get dehydrated, they can get exhausted in the heat. Obviously, you mentioned being lethargic, but what are some other signs that parents can look out for that might indicate dehydration or even heat exhaustion?
Yeah, so lethargy, sitting around, not playing, dry lips, dry mucous membranes in general, those are good signs. The other signs require medical training, like your heart rate and so on. But just a child who's not active, energetic, I can almost assure you if your child is running around at full speed, they're not dehydrated.
What are some of the consequences of heat exhaustion or dehydration?
Just that, you can actually faint. Your blood pressure can drop low enough that you don't get enough perfusion, blood to your brain. You can faint. And that's not a good thing. So if you see a child who is lethargic, the first thing to do is get them into the shade. The next thing you try to do is encourage them to have some water or some Pedialyte or some other fluid. That's very important. And then if they're not responding, then prompt medical attention. is advised.
You know, something else that happens in the summer months is there's a lot of exposure to insects and insect bites and even potentially the diseases that some of those insects carry. What are some ways that parents can protect their children with that?
So when you're outdoors, especially in the evenings, you know, we're going to be entering the rainy season soon. There are going to be lots of mosquitoes. So you want to, if you have to be outdoors, insect repellents, and there are many safe ones on the market, preferably long sleeves. Try to avoid being outdoors late evening when the mosquitoes are around. And just be observant. If you see rashes, there are certain creams which when applied can help to decrease the inflammation, the itching on your child's body.
And I guess, is there a second layer of protection? You have obviously mosquito carried illnesses. I think dengue fever is one of those that they talk about. Is there any means of otherwise protecting yourself beyond exposure to the actual insect?
Well, there are no vaccines against dengue fever at the moment. So some basic things around the house. Mosquitoes breed in pools of stagnant water. So some of our plants, bromeliads, for example, harbor water. It's good not to have water hanging around in old tires, old cans. So make sure you dispose of all those things. That's very helpful around the house.
So smart. And what are some common injuries? Obviously, we're happy to see the kids outside and playing. We don't want them on the video games all summer. But, you know, I heard a joke saying that, you know, kids are having a good summer if they end up in a cast. But what are some things that we could do to encourage them to stay safe throughout the season?
Yeah, so mostly bruises and cuts and so on. Every home should have a first aid kit at home. Every parent should learn how to do basic CPR in the event your child has a bad injury. So it's very important to have just basic stuff around. Wound cleaning device, band-aids, bandages. And kids need to enjoy themselves. I'm always happy to see children on the outside playing and being active, but supervision is also important.
So important. Well, if somebody wants to bring their child to your practice, or if they just want to learn more from you, how can they get in touch with you?
Well, they can call the office 325-8028. It's easy to find me on Facebook or one of those media. We have 2 offices, as you're aware, so we're always happy to see our children.
I love it. Well, this is even more special information to me now. I don't think my daughter's going to be out quite this summer. She'll definitely be heavily supervised, but this is great information. I'm sure all our parents who are watching.
And congratulations on your relatively new baby.
Yes. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining me to talk all about this.
Always my pleasure.
And thank you for watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
And that's going to do it for us today on Bahamas at Sunrise. Kicking off your week the best way possible. We are so happy that you stuck with us. We had a great show today.
We had a wonderful show today. Yeah, I enjoyed my segments. And then we got Independence coming up, right? All the festivities happening soon. Soon.
Get all your colors together. Yes. Remember, you got to get your Bahamian shirt, your pants, your jacket, your umbrella, your earring, your beret, your bubble.
You got shoes on. Look at you.
Your shoes.
Oh my God. Stylish, I tell ya.
Watch that, man.
Ain't playing.
Get your colors together. And we can see y'all on Friday.
That's right.
Have a great week, everybody. Stay dry.
Have a wonderful week.
Or get wet. Whichever one.